Hello everybody, here is Jeanne Games and welcome to another video from the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Last time we made some questionable decisions in order to stay alive, and now we'll continue as our final death is closer and closer, but let's hope that we will be able to reach the end without dying. That's my main purpose. I would sacrifice everything at least to reach the end of this run without dying. So that's all from the past. Our sister has been betrothed. Okay, so 2 more years and it's done. Year 1144, the Archduke relents. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostility between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Melanthes have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail to the dynasty of Melanthes, which has protected you since time immemorial. The farmer and merchants can finally have a sight of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdraws from all provincial affairs, sequestrating himself in his ancestral castle of Serpneverda. The gentry who remain loyal to Archduke are baffled. He has accepted defeat at the hand of the Overseer, or is this an elaborate ruse? Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and his retinue of biding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Arcanian rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. So we raise Magra +1 and struggle for power +1. Soon the commoners will be in power, but I don't think that could be good. A sinner's confession. Dusk falls after a hot day. The city begins to cool down. The skies grow darker. The pillar begins to shine brighter on the horizon. The people of Anisot leave their home to enjoy an evening stroll. This is what you see today from the windows of your aesthetic lodging at the Inquisition Ward. How many years has it been since you returned home? What have you achieved in this time? Every year, Magra descends ever deeper into chaos. The schism between the old faith and the new faith is tearing the church apart. Pathriach Cassius now openly opposes the Inquisition, and you are still not sure the reports against the Patriarch was true. Not sure. Okay, was true. Okay. You are running out of precious time, but the truth is just as elusive as it was the day you came to Anisot. If a priest has questions, who can answer them? Who can guide those who offer guidance? A thin book finds its way into your hand. Profound Revelations, a collection of all known speeches by the elder preserved in writing by Prophet Cassius. You open the book and your eyes find the words once spoken by a living God. And the elder said, I and my own brother did stand amidst the world, and together we revealed ourselves to them in the flesh, and we found them all bestowed, and yet they thirst not, and sorrow did fill our souls, for their hearts were blinded, and they did not see that they entered this world as empty vessels, but now they are bestowed. Should they reject the wine, they will beg for mercy, but they shall have none, and my brother shall judge them, and each shall obtain retribution in the full measure of his deeds, whilst I remain part in my sorrow. As you meditate over these lines, you suddenly hear some sort of commotion on the floor below. How strange! The Inquisition world is supposed to be empty at this late hour. You hurry down the stairs. There are several champions of fate dragging a chained man down the Inquisition dungeon. It is your younger brother. Nathan has been spending most of his time away from home lately. You are not sure when you saw him last. His clothes are torn and tattered. His unwashed hair is tangled and stubble covers his face. He is crazily drunk, unable to stand. Even from so far away, he reeks of vomit and urine. Inquisitor DNA, I didn't think I'd find you here. My man caught this drunk by a temple. People told us he was cursing at the twins and pissing under their statue. We found him on his knees in a puddle of his own filth. He must have been praying to for their forgiveness, the fool. Even a child knows the younger never stains his hand. He's so drunk he couldn't even get his name out of it. We couldn't even get his name out of him. I let him sleep it off before the interrogation, if I were you. You thank Captain for the information, but insist on interrogating the man right away. As you wish. The night watchman will be right here. Just give us a shout if you need us. Nathan sprawls on the floor, motionless. You hold a tiny slab of silver in your hands and pray to the elder for a cure. The silver melts into thin air. Your brother winces and squirms as if in pain, but soon grows quiet. His eyelids fluttered open. His eyes are filled with animal terror. DNA, where am I? You tell him everything Captain Agaronim told you just now, then ask Nathan to explain what happened tonight. He sits up, squeezing his knees to his chest. His voice is very quiet. It will be a long story, brother. You won't like it when you hear it, but I don't care. If it's you, I'll be honest. I rejected the twins several years ago now. Their will and love and law mean nothing to me anymore. Our gods are merciless. Their law is brutal, ruthless. Their love is an abuse. Their will is tyrannical. What? You cannot help but glance around the interrogation room. Are you sure no one heard your brother's blasphemy? I couldn't live by the laws of my birth like Eustathius wants us to. I turned to the new faith and tried to find my own path to the twins. But it just showed me I don't hate my path. I hate the gods themselves. I met a man once by the name of Father Mark. He was kind to me. He gave me the answer I needed. He guided me to the path I was looking for, a path away from the twins. Mark teaches that the twins are nothing but absolute will, and we are all going to be dissolved in the hereafter. Everything we are will be gone. Mark says that the mortal world is the only place where we are free to reject the will of the twins and live a life of freedom. Only here are we free to struggle against their merciless law and the love they force on us. Only here in this world can people like me be themselves. Nathan cuts himself short. His eyes are filled with sorrow and disappointment. Mark never told us to pray or perform rituals. He told us to do everything we could to forget the twins exist. We need to set ourselves free from their will to be who we really are. And I believe him. I rejected the twins and I found my freedom. I became one of Mark's favorite disciples. You can't even imagine how many important people follow him. Even Pathriach Cassius. He follows Mark's teachings too. You cannot believe your ears. Pathriach Cassius, he's been helping witches and people of other faiths and people like me. He gave us shelter to hide from your order spies. He told us he was happy to help somebody, anybody, be free from the twins so we can live our lives as we see fit. But there's just one problem. Most of us don't know what to do with that freedom. You know, DNA, I've drunk so much wine. I've eaten all the food no commoner is ever supposed to taste. I've made love to so many women and men. I felt all the pleasures I could find, but I never found peace. I was just trying to drown the cacophony of fear and desperation in my soul. He lets out a bitter chuckle and rolls up to the sleeves of his shirt. There is a black circle around his forearm. Your brother has known a lesser death. I've been drunk for many days when that happened. I don't even know what killed me. Can you imagine? But the death woke me up. When I appeared before the twins, I saw just how wrong I was. Mark, he took them away from me. The freedom he gave me was just nothing, an endless waste of life. I'm already doomed to suffer, but I'm still not happy here in my worldly life. Nathan points at his chest. He used to wear a symbol of the twins there. Then I started drinking again. I tried to reject it, everything I felt. That's when I went to the statue of the twins, screamed insults to the statue of the twins. Screamed insults, asked them, Inquisition, why can't I just accept them? Why can't they just accept me? But of course, they didn't tell me anything. They never listened. They just speak their word. Then I got down to my knees and begged them for forgiveness, even though I know they never ever forgive. Nathan looks at you again. Brother Mark's path wasn't mine after all, DNA. But there are people, some people who don't have a place in this world of the twins. Please, I'm begging you, have mercy on them. They are already doomed in the hereafter. Please, let them live their mortal life in peace. Your eyes are fixated on your young brother. I cannot do that, even though I want to. So, This is it. The answer you have been waiting for all along. Have the twins finally heard your prayer? And what do they want you to do now? So we can judge Nathan and find him guilty. We gain evidence against Cassius. We gain Inquisition plus 10. But we ruin everything. The law of the younger knows no mercy. Nathan and all who have turned away from the faith will be caught and they will be punished. That will be a great offense. I will only lose things. If I would have scheming over 10, the law of the younger knows no mercy, but you do. You will let your brother go. If only I could. And then guide Nathan to the right path. You are a priest by a lot. You must guide souls to the true path. Your brother must help the Inquisition arrest Father Mark. So I will not do this to my brother. I will guide Nathan to the true path, even though I will lose willpower by doing so. You ask your brother to recall your conversation by the tree in the family garden all those years ago. He asked you about the twins back then. Can you remember what you told him? Can Nathan remember what you told him? Yes, I remember. The twins are always testing us, but they don't hate us. They came down to our world and taught us how to live. So their law contains their law. That's right. Without the twins, there is no life, neither in the earthly realm, nor in the hereafter. Those who reject the gods die inside and can only eke out a pathetic existence. Father Mark and Pathriach Cassius are dooming the very people they are supposed to be fighting to save. They have failed their lot and are now leading their flock to the foot of the pillar. But the twins have blessed Nathan with a revelation that can save people. The twins show Nathan a path to them, and now they are giving him a chance to stop Mark and his perverse teachings. The twins want to save Mark's erring apostate and return them to the bosom of the true faith. Nathan thinks deeply for a while, then answers, "Very well, brother. If you promise not to punish those lost souls, but only offer them salvation, I'm willing to aid you." You ponder what to do about your brother. If Nathan stays until dawn, Ulrich will surely get his hands on him. You quickly walk upstairs. What is it, Inquisitor? The prisoner has confessed his misdeeds and is ready to be punished for them. Astounding! I was certain it was impossible to get anything out of that drunkard. What is his punishment? You sentence your brother to the usual punishment of drunkenness, 7 days with an iron chain around his neck. He will endure this burden and the shame that comes with it. You accompany your brother out of the Inquisition ward by the grey light of dawn. Nathan walks slowly. The metal ball chained to his neck weighs him down. Soon the pain will make him scream, but his punishment is nothing compared to the crimes he has committed. So, about Father Mark, listen. He's planning to gather his supporters at the country mansion of a noble named nobleman named L. Gautier. There are usually several guards at a meeting like this, and they are ready to sound the alarm at the drop of a hat. They'll definitely notice a group of men, but a single person won't seem suspicious. The password to the meeting is Ailis. I heard its name. It's the name of a woman Mark used to love. Talk to him. I think you'll both have something to say to each other. You asked Nathan why he decided to share this with you. You have something that twins don't have. And what is that? Mercy. Mark isn't a bad man, you'll see. You helped me, maybe you can help him too. You cannot promise that. Father Mark is an apostate and a renegade. I see. The next morning, your brother's shame makes your family the talk of the town. Stefan is livid, but the rest of the family just feels sorry for Nathan. Then, as noon approaches, Inquisitor Urchin sends for you. He wants to see you right away. You meet at a chapel near the Inquisition ward. You are alone in the house of the twins. Surely, you were not expecting to conceal yesterday's incident for me. I have questioned the witnesses. Your brother's accusation called for a more severe punishment. You allowed your feelings and family ties to outweigh your duty as a servant of the twins. This is unacceptable. Father Urchin is right. You are ready to accept any punishment your mentor deems necessary. But first you have urgent news to deliver about Pathriach Cassius and his apostasy. Urchin eyes grow wide. You tell your mentor about Father Mark and his connection to the Patriarch. The Inquisition nods in approval. Very good. Your punishment can wait for now. Go find Mark and take him to the dungeons. There's not much time left until the next Sacred Conclave. If Cassius is indeed a heretic, we must expose him before he is elected Patriarch again. Unfortunately, I'm at tarnished honor again. I have brought even more theology even though I'm at max. I am still a native manipulator and I'm still prepared for anything. Let's see. The Renegade! It is quiet late at night. The cold air of the desert burns your skin. You are accompanied by Jeanne, Captain Agaronim, and his champions of the faith. You are on your way to the El Gautier estate. Father Mark will preach there tonight. Your plan is almost complete. There are only minor details left to discuss. My squad and I will be right nearby. We'll rush to your aid if you need us. Be careful. We don't know what to expect of those renegades. Try to arrest Father Mark, but do not take any unnecessary risks. Inquisitor, we are heading into the enemy's lair to act as my weapon. When the time comes, smite the heretics mercilessly with the power of the twins. You probably don't inconspicuous travel attire inside of your usual cassock. There are priests among Father Mark followers, but it is best not to attract attention. You saddle up and ride towards the estate. The entrance is guarded by armed men. You give them the password and proceed to the courtyard. You see several dozen people in the house. The Canberra's main hall is lit by flickering candlelight. You see many commoners and a few noblemen seated around the table. You spot armed guards by the window and doors. You take a seat in the corner, far from the large groups of people, and await the beginning of the sermon. A short, snout man steps up onto a little pedestal. He is wearing the brown cassock of clergy, but without the symbols of the twins. The audience greets him with cheers. He responds with a charming smile and raises a hand, calling for silence. Greetings to you all! I see some new faces among us. I came to this house because you came to this house because you can find no refugee elsewhere. You came because you have questions no one is willing to answer. Why are the laws of this world so cruel? Why is your life, regardless of your state, full of torment? Why are the ways of this world so unjust? And I answer, "Yeah, shall know the tree by the fruits. The twin gods created this world with their will. The twin gods bestow their law upon us. The twin gods fill the world with their love, but their creation is unendurable. There is no mercy in it, no joy, no kindness. If the world of the gods created is so cruel, the only conclusion is that we have very cruel gods." A disturbed murmur buzzes through the audience. What the twins do to us with their will, their law, and even their love is a violation. They take our lives away, subjugating our existence to their will. Our happiness and joy is of no consequence to them, nor are our desires and hopes. All they require is servitude and unquestioning obedience. After we die, the inevitable awaits us. We will be dissolved into their boundless will and submit to their absolute law and drowned in their merciless love. Our will shall be no more. In the hereafter there is no I. They will cease to exist. So it makes no difference that what we face after death. Whatever the peak of the pillar or the foot, it is all the same: eternity, dissolution, and oblivion. But despair not, brothers and sisters. As long as we are worldly life, we do exist. As long as we live, we can still discover ourselves and become what we want to be, not what they want us to be. So we must cast aside the twins and live our lives in the world without a second thought for our cruel gods. We are all doomed in the hereafter. Hence, we are free now. I call upon you to rebel. Without a spiritual rebellion, we will all become slaves to their will for the rest of our lives. We will miss our only chance to live beyond the bounds of their pitiless law, and our lives will have no difference for the hereafter that awaits us. The listener meets Mark's word with hushes awe. But beware, the path of deliverance is hard. Freedom is a burden, and it can break the spirit of even the most stalwart and wise. You think of Nathan lying on the dungeon floor. Pathriach Cassius was our brother and follower of the teaching. He protected those in need of salvation, and freed those who could no longer bear the will of the gods. But Cassius embarked upon the path of the rebellion in an attempt to become like unto a god himself. I taught Cassius to forsake the divine laws, but what he heard was, "Make your own law." I taught him to save those who suffer from the will of the twins, but he heard, "Subject the world to your own will." Pathriach Cassius wants to defy the twins and forcefully liberate the people to their oppression. His intention is to spread my teachings, turning them into a new prison for this world. I try to make Cassius see reason, but a man who considered himself equal to the gods is deaf to the words of a mere mortal. I cannot stand against him, and I will not support him. This is the reason I am leaving Anisot and Magra tonight. We meet for the last time. Mark steps down. He is instantly surrounded by people. It is time to decide what to do next. Deal with Mark? We don't have a tolerance of over 4. Make Mark. Mark will be allowed to leave Magra in exchange for evidence against Cassius. Sorry, but I can't. Lure Mark into a trap. Nathan will help you lure Mark out of the house. Capture Mark. You must apprehend Mark by any means necessary, but I would die. Return to Jeanne. You will not arrest Mark. Of course, we'll lure Mark into a trap, even though our reputation will suffer yet again. You look for Nathan among the crowd. As promised, he is here, keeping quiet in the shadow and trying to catch sight of you. You sit down to him, he flinches a little and inadvertently touches his knee. The wound from his punishment have not healed yet. Oh, it's you, DNA. I'm not used to seeing you dressed like that. Well, how can I help? How can we save all these people who have lost the twins in their hearts? The first thing to do is to get Mark out of the house. Nathan nods, perplexed. Father Mark likes to smoke his pipe outdoors. I'll try to persuade him to take a walk. I hope you know what you're doing. Meet me at the back door. Nathan leaves the table and goes straight to Mark. You hope he will not let you down. With a glass of wine in your hand, you go outside and pretend to enjoy your drink and the coolness of the night. The suspense is painful. Each minute lasts forever. Several people pass you by. Eventually you hear some familiar voices. Your neck looks awful, Nathan. I've told you time and time again. Drunkenness isn't freedom, it's just another kind of yoke. The gift of this world must be enjoyed in moderation. The gifts of this world must be enjoyed in moderation. You find the silver slab in your pocket and close your eyes for a moment, praying to the younger for a miracle. The voices are drawing nearer and nearer still. You're right, Father Mark. Don't worry. I've learned a lesson I won't soon forget. The sound of their footsteps is very close now. You see Mark appear in the doorframe. You promptly lift your arms, allowing a miracle of the twins to be performed. The burning hot silver disappears. A white flash lights up the night. Jeanne will surely see the signal. The preacher's body falls to the ground. With a sharp cry, you order your brother to get behind you. You hear rumoring footsteps. The champions of fate rush into the yard. A fight erupts. You hear feet stepping and steel ringing all over the mansion. Jeanne walks up to you and points at Mark. Is that him? You nod. Excellent. For the first time in a long while, a smile appears on Jeanne's face. Reprisal against the new fate. And we have tyranny, tarnished honor, and also inexperienced schema. We now have irrefutable evidence of Cassius' apostasy, the key to bring the Pathriach down. You managed to arrest the blasphemous priest. This event is a consequence of your previous action. Conditions met. Father Mark imprisoned. The sentence. Let's see. So we haven't completed any new destinies. We have indeed 2 destinies regarding our occupation, but that's it. I don't think that would be enough. You just have to wait and see. The sentence. The morning is cold. At the entrance of the Inquisition ward, you see a furious crowd. Amongst them are both commoners and nobles. Townspeople demand the execution of the captured Father Mark, and their numbers are quite grown. The champions of fate are guarding the doors from the mob. Jeanne's angry voice is heard from the stairs. Go away! The Inquisition will not allow mob rule. The investigation is underway, and only the Inquisition will decide when it ends. The mob is outraged. You squeeze through the crowd. Jeanne gives you a nod. You enter the ward together. You ask, how is Mark's interrogation going? Ulrich still won't let anyone into Mark's cell. It has been 4 days. I do not know what he is doing there. Meanwhile, Cassius gives one sermon after another, accusing the Inquisition of harboring heretics. Jeanne suddenly stops. Urchin goes up from the dungeon. The hemline of his cassock is splattered with blood. The senior inquisitor greets you with a content grin. The old man had finally told me everything I needed. He turned out to be tougher than I expected, but everyone has a breaking point. So Cassius planned to desecrate the sacred conclave. He was going to address the gods with the word of heresy. Mark gave me the name of the priests who promised to take his side. Brante, you did much more than catching a dangerous heretic. With this evidence, we'll bring down Cassius himself. Father Urchin, have you seen the crowd that gathers under our windows? Cassius has been accusing us of inaction for days. People came here to demand the execution of Mark. If we have all the evidence we need, isn't it time to burn the heretic at the stake? Cassius cannot tell me what to do. The heretic will die when I let him die, and that won't happen before we make sure he had told us the truth. We have to find everyone he is named. Let's start right now. I will visit the temple of the Silver District. Sister Jeanne, you are going to the slums. Brother DNA, you shall stay to guard Mark. You walk down to the dungeons. A ray of sunshine from a tiny window casts some light over the figure of the prisoner. Mark looks drawn, his body mutilated. There are bloody bandages on his hands. He is restrained so he cannot take his own life. But he is but a pale shadow of the once cheerful preacher. Only his eye remains alert and perceptive as before. He greets you with a gap-toothed grin and speaks to you in a hoarse voice, devoid of any rancor. Good morning, Inquisitor DNA. You know I love winters of Magra. The snow-covered sand looks so peculiar. In the morning, the horizon looks like a cake with frosting on it. It's too bad we can't see it from here. You know, your brother is a good boy, but his spirit is weak. I wanted to ask you, DNA, how did it happen? How did I got wrong? How did it happen? Where did I go wrong? Why did he betray us? You answer Mark's question truthfully. You tell him that Nathan suffered a lesser death and was freed from the delusion of his false teaching. Mark responds with a sad smile. So that was it? Believe it or not, I have never suffered a lesser death, and it seems I will not have a chance to. Truth be told, I have always feared meeting the twins, and apparently I was right. We have no way to oppose them there. No one is stronger than the gods, so I can only forgive Nathan. I hope he finds enough strength to forgive himself. Tell him that I hold no grudge against him. You hear distant clamor of many voices through the window of Mark's cell. Hurried footsteps echo on the stairs. Captain Agalion enters the hallway. He is deeply distressed. Inquisitor, a huge procession led by Pathriach Cassius is approaching the ward. Apparently, they want to pass judgment on Mark, the heretic. I command my men to defend the main gate. The smile on Mark's face fades away, replaced by sorrow or exasperation. The bruises make it hard to tell. Another disciple who has betrayed me, but Cassius does not deserve my forgiveness. The floor is shaking, resonating with the footsteps of the crowd. You can hear the Pathriach voice faintly through the window. Follow me, good people. If the Inquisition cannot rid us of this heretic, we'll do it ourselves, for the glory of the twins and their law. Okay, so we can do all of the three. The congregation echoes his speech. Not even a squad of champions of fate will be enough to keep the throng at bay. You need to act quickly. So we can send for Jeanne and Father Leonard. Okay. So we can, because we have Jeanne at 3. And this will actually increase order, increase our reputation, and we'll lose willpower. they will help. So send for Jeanne and Leonard. They will help you stop the vigilantes and make sure Mark gets a proper tribunal. Send for Urchin. Inquisition increased, reputation increased, and eloquence increased. You can prevent Cassius' assault if you join forces with your teacher. Release Mark from captivity, because we have a theology of over 15. The only way to save Mark from true death is to offer him a lesser one, or hand Mark over. You hand Mark over to the furious crowd. So we could send for Father Leonard, and that would give us order +1, or we could increase our eloquence. Other than that, nothing changes. Okay, so we'll send for Urchin. You command Agaronim to send for Inquisitor Urchin. I'll see to it, Inquisitor. What about Sister Jeanne? You shake your head. She would not understand the methods you and your mentor must use. You follow the captain to the yard. The main gate is guarded by champions of faith. They stand with swords and spears lifted, awaiting for the approach of the crowd. Amidst the cacophony of furious shouts, you hear the Pathriach commanding voice. I and the people who follow me bring law of the twins. Mark, the renegade, must die. The Inquisition is dragging its feet and will not hold a tribunal. So it is my duty as the head of the church in this land to smite the apostate. You step forward. Cassius gazes at you with a clear sense of superiority. He has his entire congregation by his side, while you have only a handful of champions. Inquisitor DNA, pray be reasonable. The citizens demand the heretics be put to trial. Why does the Inquisition defend him? Cassius takes a step forward. You remain motionless. You cannot allow your doubts and fear to cloud your judgment. There can be no deliberation or appraisal, only absolute certain in your chosen path. You tell the Patriarch that he is not allowed within the domain of the Inquisition, nor are any of these people. Hundreds of pair of eyes are on the Patriarch. His lips are trembling slightly. He stares at the spears and blades. Cassius is about to say something, but Urchin's voice cuts him short. Your mentor makes his way through the crowd like a hot knife through butter. The Inquisition is not subordinate to the will of the people. People are sinful, foolish, and dangerous, especially when they gather in hordes such as this one. The Inquisition is subordinate only to the will of the twins, their law, and their love. Cassius struggles to answer but cannot seem to find the words. Your teacher stands by your side and addresses the crowd. Those gathered here today will spend eternity suffering at the foot of the pillar for disobeying their lot. The man you have chosen as your pastor is leading you down the path of vice. This is your crime, and the punishment is inevitable. You will be punished in the name of the younger. Now leave. Your teacher's words strike fear into the hearts of the commoner folk. The crowd begins to panic. Some retreat hesitantly, while others drop to their knees. The crowd is dispersed within minutes. Cassius leaves too, his fists clenched in perturbation. You made the right choice in sending for me, DNA. Cassius is weak. I saw that today. We've got everything we need from Mark. Sorry. Burn him at the stake at sunset. Mark execution, much anticipated by the crowd, passes quietly without drawing any attention. The exhausted preacher remains silent. Only the accusatory glance he casts at the shining pillar betrays his feelings. The Inquisitors and the champions of the faith watch as you pick up the torch and hold it over the pile of wood. It is time to pass the sentence. In the name of the younger Mark, who once observed the laws of the priest, is now hereby condemned to true death. Worldly justice has been done. The judgment of the gods awaits. The preacher's eye are fixed on the flames. You can clearly see fear creeping onto his face. Strong as he may be, Mark now faces the inevitable. You unclasp your hand. The flames spread across the dry wood, clacking. The fire blazes up. Mark preserves for a while, but when the inferno enrolls his body, he screams in pain. His last words are carried out into the winter sky. Not by the prison of their will awaits you. Cherish every day as long as you remain free. The cries die down. The Inquisitors bless themselves with the sight of the twins in the grim silence. The mantle of snow covering the sand turns black from the ashes falling from the fire. Ooh, I lost plenty of willpower. Execution of Father Mark. The heretic went to face the twins' judgment. Eternal torment at the foot of the shining pillar awaits him. Night of Sword and Lash. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Tolerance of the faith 0. You are awaked in the middle of the night by loud noises and shouting. You quickly slip into your cassock and run outside. You smell something burning. People with torches in their hand run past you wearing capes bearing the symbol of the Church of the Twin Gods. Several buildings on your street are ablaze, the homes of the new believers. The torch-bearing crowd is moving towards the silver tree. You dart after them as fast as your legs can carry you. At the next corner, you stumble upon a brawl. 3 armed men have surrounded a man with grey hair wearing a bathrobe. A young man lays on the ground at his feet, bleeding, his son, presumptively. You see encircled crosses on the murderer's clothing. You run through the city, fires and skirmish all around you. It is as though a war has broken out, and some unknown enemies has infiltrated Anisot, but these enemies dwell within the city itself. Houses are burning. There is shouting, weeping, blood everywhere. A family with many children is tearing through the square in panic. A wounded man is lying in the street screaming for help. No one notices him. Under the street lights you see the bodies of those who have died through that stack up like cordwood. You run, avoiding any altercation. When you reach the square under the silver tree, you see an immense angry crowd. They have surrounded the temple. Heretics! Heresy! Heresy! Death to the heretics! In the spot where Pathriach Cassius died stands a delicate brunette in a hood. She is brandishing a torch and calling out the crowd. Catherine Terrelemain. The time has come to purge this sacred place of the false teaching of Cassius. The Church and the Inquisition tolerates their lies, but we will not allow the heretics to desecrate the temple of the silver tree with their presence. The woman points at the temple. We will go against our lot and accept the punishment, but will purge the city of heresy. Ooh. Okay. I don't like the fact that we'll lose even more willpower, but I don't have eloquence enough. And also I would have died with this. And I don't have scheming power enough. So, admonish the angry crowd. You try to stop the people by preaching to them, but I would die, so I would never do that even if I could. Lead the new believers out of the temple. If I had scheming, you will save the new believers and hide them in your own home, or let the fanatics take over the temple. I will lose will, unfortunately. You are powerless to stop them. The crazed horde breaks down the temple doors. The fanatics take the book out of the temple. Their cloaks are stained in blood. They leave a red trail behind them as they tread on the white marble of the square. A massive pyre is lit in front of the silver tree. The books are thrown into it. Father Leonard tries to bring the people to their senses, but his voice is drowned out by the enraged roar of the crowd. Burn the false prophets, writing, "May the fire cleanse the blessed Arcanian empires of heresy." The temple district burns all night long. The mayhem winds down by morning. It leaves behind houses burned to the ground and families grieving for the loss of loved ones. It leaves behind black bands on many arms and graves of those who were not born. It leaves an enormous burned spot in the square by the temple. It leaves an emptiness in your soul. The people haven't forgiven us for our inaction. We have allowed this heresy to fester for too long. We are the reason they acted so horribly. This is all our fault. Is she right? You dare not ask yourself. Misery and devastation, discontent, and schism. Oh, I lost authority. And I'm apparently ready for action, even though I don't feel that way. bed. Deafening silence fill your home. You are standing by your mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You have been to every doctor and folk healer, but none can help her. They all tell you the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. So you wait by your mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that she will regain consciousness. There is a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then, at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. "Mother, it is me, Nathan. Can you hear me?" Mother suddenly raises on her elbows. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. "My son, where are you?" Nathan takes Mother by the thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. "Stefan, were you playing with your younger brother in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice happy family we have. A blessing from the twins." Nathan is unsure what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain. "You are a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan. The children are all grown up now, remember?" Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grew dim again. Her head falls weakly back on the pillow. "You're right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty. And how did I repay you? Gloria cannot take it anymore." "What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could." Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice, so faint now, calls out to you. "And DNA, where is he?" With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly. "You're here, right by her side." "DNA, I'm so happy to know you're here. I always knew greatness awaited you ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be able to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I'll face my punishment at my final judgment. But do not worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins." Oh, if only. Okay. Lydia Brante's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Will you accept your mother's death, or will you find a way to fight for her life? Accept this loss? No. Share your strength with your mother. You will not give up so easily. There is a reason you have fought tooth and nail to keep this family together all these years, resolving every dispute with the Brante home. You lean down to Mother's ear and begin to whisper. No, Mother. No, Mother has not failed anyone. She has always given her all to this family. She taught you well, and she took good care of you. She has nothing whatsoever to blame herself for. Your family is torn apart by quarrels, but you are still a family because of Mother. She has no right to abandon you in this dark hour. With great effort, Mother lifts her head slightly. She looks over the face of her family, huddled around the bed. Gloria, with her arms folded on her chest, in an unspoken prayer. Nathan, pressing himself timidly against his sister. A faint, humble glimmer of hope appears in Mother's eyes. We are still a family. You stroke Mother's hair gently. Yes, we are. We are Brants. We are a family. As long as we remember that we are one, we will weather any storm and overcome any strife. Times are changing, and this family must face these changes. But was it not Mother who taught us to face life with humility? Mother sits up in the bed. The color returns to her pale cheeks. Mother, you're not leaving us. Brother, your words are better than any medicine. Lydia? Jeanne is right. I cannot abandon you like this. I cannot simply abandon you like this. The twins only know that you will get up without me around. The family laughs with relief. The day passed and Mother's condition continued to improve. The illness that once seemed to inextricable slowly released her from its clutches. More so ever. So the illness that once seemed intransable slowly released her from its clutches. Moreover, the family squabbles have stopped for her sake, at least for now. I'm exhausted. Mother finds the strength to recover from the grave illness. Oh, at least I did what I could. Gloria's betrothed. Sorry, Gloria. The gilded cage. So we have this. Stefan's efforts are about to bear fruit. All the arrangements have been taken care of. All negotiations are done. Gloria shall marry Sir John L. Pelentier. It was no easy task to arrange this marriage between a nobleman and a commoner whose father has rejected her. Every single member of L. Pelentier family did their best to change the young noble's mind, but he refuses to relent. Stefan did his best too. He spent an eternity convincing the groom's family that Gloria has received an excellent education and will make Sir Joe's a fine wife. And so the wedding day come. The family prepares Gloria for the long journey. The wedding ceremony will be held at the church next to the El Pelletier estate. As tradition demands, no one else is allowed to attend the wedding. Gloria is completely silent today. She merely allows the servant to change her into the coarse, humbly garnet. Her lot demands she wears before the twins, all without saying a word. Gloria, say something, I beg of you. This marriage is the best thing the Brante family could do for you. You're about to join the noble bloodline. Gloria stared back at Sir Robert. Her mother's husband, who never became her father. There is a bitter sorrow in her gaze. I think it's more likely I'll be added to the family's opulent collection as another exhibit. But still, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, Sir Robert. You've destroyed the last of my illusions. My fate rests in the hands of my noble master, and it always will. Father responds with a heavy sigh. At a loss for words, you prefer not to intervene. Gloria would rather not speak to you anyway. Just outside the door, you hear the nadding of horses and Stefan's excited voice. Gloria, your groom has arrived. The man who enters Gloria's chamber behind Stefan is Gloria's betrothal, Joe's El Pelletier himself. He, dignified, bearing the thin feature of his wistful face, betray his noble origin. An elegant earring glistens in his ear, a consequence to modern high fashion. El Pelletier greets the bride's family with a gallant bow and gently kisses the hem of Gloria's dress. The young noble of the sword takes great pains to remain composed, but stands so close to his future wife, he cannot help but let his emotion show. Good sirs, I fell in love with Gloria the moment I lay eye on her at the fateful party so long ago. If I may, I give you my word that you are giving her to a respectable and prosperous home. And from what Sir Stefan has told me, your family standing will only benefit if Gloria becomes a member of another family. After all, I am born a noble with a hereditary title. No scandalous rumor or gossip regarding my wife's origin can ever harm me, and any man who dares to speak a word of slander against Gloria shall face a duel to the death. Well said indeed. A most wonderful outcome for everyone involved. Gloria will want for nothing. I'll keep her safe from all the world's trouble, free to write poetry, indulge in entertainment, and serve her husband. The enamored noble gazes at Gloria with a tender expression. She hides her eyes behind her unkempt hair. There is a hopeless look about her. Gloria, my love, it is come. Our journey calls. The temple is ready for the ceremony. Very soon we shall announce the sacred intertwine of our destiny to the twins themselves, and then your new home and new life awaits. I'll do as you say, Sir Palantir, but please allow me to say goodbye to the gentleman who gave me food and shelter. To Father, she gives a deep bow full of reverence. The family patriarch remains silent, but tears run down his face. Then your sister embraces Nathan, who came home gloomy and worse for wear even today. I'm sorry, I drank all night. I couldn't stop. I can't just accept that you won't be at home anymore. Yeah, I know. She shuffles her young brother's hair and whispers something in his ear. His face brightened, if only for a little, and then she bows to Stefan, a bow of so impeccable it can only be interpreted as mockery. She walks past you scornfully, refusing to recognize your presence with even the slightest gesture. Farewell, DNA. I must admit, you did a fine job getting out of the way. I hope it was all worth it. You remain silent. El Valentier takes Gloria to his carriage. The driver flickers his whip, and the horses take the bride and groom outside the city to the church to face the twins and the austere ritual that awaits them. Once wed, they will head straight to the groom's estate. Gloria has left the Brown home for good. With an expression of great relief, Stefan closes the door. He sits in an armchair by the window, his hand cladling a glass of wine. At last, we've done a great deed, my brother. We arranged for the best possible life for Gloria and removed the last obstacle standing between us and the novelty of the sword. Now there is nothing preventing me from putting our family's affair in order. This is my duty as heir, and most importantly, we need to put all the ties to Gloria behind us. She's gone from the Brante home for good, thanks the twins and their mercy. Okay. What say you, DNA? You won't stand in my way, will you? Surely you won't deny that our family's affairs are my responsibility. Serve all ties with Gloria. You accept that your brother is right to decide what is best for the family, which means that the family must cut all ties with Gloria. Maintain ties with Gloria. You insist that the Brante family must preserve their ties to Gloria because we have an eloquence of greater than 12, or challenge Stefan to a duel. Okay, we maintain relationships with our sister. Slowly, raise from your seat and shake your head at Stefan's words. Your elder brother glares at you in confusion. You assail Stefan's confidence with a long farewell speech. Fervent speech. Gloria lived in this home for so many years. She grew up with you and shared your joys and sorrows. She is your mother's daughter. Cutting all ties with her would be cowardly and bring disgrace to your name. Gloria may be a child of lowly birth who does not belong to your blood ties, but the family ties do not go beyond mere blood and social standing. How could you ever think of erasing her from your memory as though she never existed? Gloria used to be a permanent fixture in this home, that I cannot deny, but that time has passed. It is blood that unites a family. If there is no blood, there is nothing to talk about. You fold your arms on your chest before offering a rather. No, you aided Stefan and got Gloria to agree to the wedding. You also had a say in your sister's future, and now you must have a say in your family treatment of her. You say that the family will remain in touch with Gloria. Stefan needn't fear any harm or dishonor for that. She belongs to another bloodline now. The Brantes are safe from scandal. So be it. You will stay in touch with Gloria, you're right. She is no threat to us anymore. Now take your glass. Toast to the future of the Brantes family. You clean glasses, you note a hint of bitterness in the flavor of the muddled wine. Anyway, it's time to get down to business. I'll head to the overseer's residence at once. We are so close to earning a hereditary title, brother, and grandfather will be so proud of us. With that, Stefan leaves your home. Father has locked himself in the office to brood. Nathan has wandered off somewhere to get drunk. You roam the family home that feels emptier now. Lost in memory, you remember Gloria leading you by the hand through the yard and showing you the shining pillar for the very first time. You remember playing together. You remember the time you and Stefan went looking for her in Anise's ruins. You remember the quill and paper that were your sister's constant companions. The family remains in touch with the heir Palantir and does its best to stay up to date with Gloria's married life. However, your sister rarely, if ever, leaves her husband's opulent estate. Her letters grow shorter and shorter. She writes about how her husband adores her and makes all her wishes come true, but she has fewer and fewer wishes every day. You beg Gloria to write poems for you, but she coldly responds that her inspiration is gone. Every day is much like the last. The only thing that seems to brighten her back to life is the odd visits from her family. But you must inevitably leave, and then Gloria goes back to spending the day at time in bed. Why tarnished honor though? Gloria got married. Gloria has become the wife of the noble Sir El Palantir and left for his estate. Repentance. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the Brante estate. Your only concern these days is the price you have had to pay for this peace. Today, you come home late, rubbed dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It's too late for Father to be working. You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above Father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glimmering in his hand. Father's dagger. Oh, DNA, it's you. Shush! I just took the dagger for a moment. Don't worry. I know holding a weapon is against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives, but why? I'm not even sure how to say it, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Is there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What's my place in their great plan? But I've only made things worse. I meddled with the Mercanian sect, defied and rejected my lot, indulged in vices, but I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, Father Mark's heresy, they gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There is nothing else left for me now. I've got to go see the twins myself and ask them. I know I'm an affront to their plans just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pay for their forgiveness. But the twins never forgive you, tell Nathan softly. They never have, and they never will. You will be judged by the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. I know, Mother taught us all our lives, but I still have to try. There's no way. One of my life isn't too big of a price. If it works, I can't find any use for them anyway. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I'm back. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contours awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming at his own heart. Do not stop him. Nathan hopeful. Your younger brother has his reason for taking his own life. No. Protect your brother. Because I have theology and I have my brother be at greater than 4. You prevent your brother from acting on his reckless plan. Or surely she can find a way to talk her foolhardy son out of this. Of course. You confront Nathan with a question. He has no consideration. What would Mother say about this? Nathan stops, stunned, startled. His hand clutching the dagger is unmoving, the limb handling in midair. Mother? You assume your younger brother that mother will help him deal with his misfortune. You are going to call her right now. You keep your eyes trained on Nathan as you shout loudly for her. Your cry wakes everyone up in the house. But mother is the first to reach you. She is very worried. Twins almighty, Nathan! Stop, please! Nathan is frozen in place. His fingers grip the dagger hilt even tighter. Mother, I'm so sorry, Mother. I just have to go there. I have to reach the twins just for a little while. I need them to hear me. Then call out to them from here. You do not need to be in the hereafter to be heard, my son. Remember, they are always watching. They see every moment of our life. All you need to do is pray to them, my son. The twins are always at your side, not only at the moment of your death. Your life is their gift, and they watch every single choice you make. Remember how you felt their gaze when you were a little boy? You hear a dull ring sound the steel clatter against the floor. Nathan has dropped the dagger. Yes, but why won't they tell me anything? Why is dying the only way I can be close to them? My dear son, you must not dare to demand anything from the twins themselves. All you can do is ask. You are doing the right. All you're doing right now is demanding. Listen to me. Give me the answer. You cannot do this. You must address them in prayer, in honest, humble prayer, born from the truth in your heart. It's hard work, but if such is their will, one day they will respond, and then you will find peace. Mother opens her arm for Nathan. He sobs loudly. His knees buckled as he nearly collapses in Mother's arms. It's a good thing your brother was at your side in this time of trouble. Twins bless you for being this good deed, DNA. Nathan stops wasting time in the tavern with suspicious character. He spends every day in ardent prayer. The family watches the stark change in their worthy son with a great surprise. And then, one day, Nathan shares a revelation with you. I spoke to them, brother. I was deep in humble prayer, not even hoping for an answer, but then I felt them listening to me, felt it with all my being. It's like I left the mortal realm and went up into the heavens, and I dare address them. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and the elder reached out to me. He wanted to respond to me, I know he did, but the younger source stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and it was like I fell back down from the great height. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes, and I felt he followed me. He shall descend again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy, and then the world will change at last. Harmony. And now I am ready for action with 0. And I am Caddy. I'm no longer naive and manipulation. And I am an inspired speaker. Interesting. The denunciation. The Inquisition word has become your second home now. So the Inquisition world that has become your second home now feels generally different. Jeanne is sitting on a crowded bench, all hunched over, her face in her hands. You stand by her side, still unable to believe that this is really happening. Look, these are all our case files. Retribution is inevitable. We'll face the tribunal tomorrow. Without lifting her eyes, he hands you a couple of pages. Witness with my own eyes as Inquisitor Jeanne and Brante and his sister in fate Jeanne indulge in debauchery beneath the canopy of the sacred silver tree. It is a denunciation. Someone saw you that night under the silver tree. Pathriach Cassius insists on attending the hearing, and urging will pass judgment. Her eyes are full of angry tears. You reach out to touch her shoulder reassuringly, but Jeanne moves away. She breathes deeply and pulls herself together. Answer him honestly. The younger will be watching over us. Lying is out of question. Should you acknowledge your guilt, or there is a way to escape punishment? Tell the truth. You confess everything that happened between you under the silver tree. Deny your guilt. You call the accusation false and insist someone is trying to slander you. Or that would absolutely be great, but I can't. Because I don't have Archduke is grateful. So we'll actually deny everything. There are only a handful of people in the courtroom. They are all priests from various ends of church. You stand before Pathriach Cassius and Inquisitor Orchin. The Inquisition gaze is full of disappointment. The Patriarch, on the contrary, has a triumphant smile on his face. The image of the younger gazes at you sternly from the icon behind them. Let the tribunal begin. This shouldn't take long. Brother Jeanne and Sister Jeanne, you stand accused of engaging in depraved carnal liaison with one another. Under the silver tree, no less. What a sacrilege! The priests exchange whispers. You feel the blood pounding in your temples. It is so, Patriarch. Still, this denunciation might well be an attempt to tarnish our order and nothing more. A slander concocted by someone who harbors grudge against the Inquisition. Brother Jeanne, beneath the gaze of the younger, tell us, your brethren and mentor in faith, what really happened? You summon all your fears and anger to announce as firmly as you can that you deny all accusation. They are nothing but vile slander. The Inquisition's enemies are trying to besmirch your good name, but you are both innocent. Jeanne looks at you in confusion. Cassius notices her bemusement. Sister Jeanne, you will not tell us what happened there. Jeanne stares at you in silence. Sister Jeanne? Jeanne shudders. I have nothing to add. The room is quiet. Cassius watches you with a probing look. Then He sighs in disappointment and remains silent. The eye of the younger pierces you. He seems to know all, to see right through your lies. You cannot escape your punishment. Well then, if beneath the gaze of the younger, the Inquisitor deny having a carnal liaison, how can we doubt them? Jeanne's face distorts in pain, but she says nothing. Cassius sneers. The tribunal is dismissed. Jeanne leaves the courtroom hastily. Did you see tears on her face? You are not sure. Finally, whew, what a run! So I guess this will be all for today. Next time will be the last year before the peacetime ends, and we'll have to face the revolt. Hopefully we'll reach the end in one piece, as death seems to be closer and closer, and our willpower is constantly decreasing. Hopefully I'll be able to make some choices and gain some willpower as I desperately need it. And I also wish that lying to the twins will not condemn me forever. But I lied once before. We'll see what all that will mean in the end. But this will be all for today. I have been Jeanne. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment and I'll see you on the next one. But until then, have some great days. Bye.